going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about a gameplay trailer for the Season 4 Zombies update, some surprise news on PvP, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like. Now, I did post a big Season 4 news roundup as of a couple of days ago for Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. We talked quite a bit about zombies in that video, but I do have a separate video on the way going over the unstable rifts and the small round-based survival mode, which is apparently rumored for MW3. We'll be talking about that soon, but as a big FYI, we have plenty of brand new article coverage going up over on dkdynamite.com for those that want to stay up to date with all things Call of Duty. Figured I'd end the week with some good news for MW3, since some folks out there are probably curious as to what to expect on May 29th with the start of our 4th season. And then I also wanted to remind you that I'm currently out of town, hence why there's no episode of the Bombshell podcast today. We should be coming back with a new episode as of next week. Now let's recap what's going on here with PvP for Modern Warfare 3. Even if you don't want to see that mode added into the game, respectfully comment down below, but be patient as there is an exciting update that may spark your interest. So there was some gameplay that was posted a little while back on the COD Zombies Reddit, which did depict PvP being enabled in a match. You guys have probably seen this clip 1,000 times, but in case you guys haven't, and in case you're new to the channel, this clip is pretty interesting because you can clearly see somebody pulling out of a car and being able to get downed by another operator from a different squad. Now, the player couldn't revive that other person, but clearly PvP was enabled for a short period of time. Could have been some testing behind the scenes that went live by mistake. That's still unknown, but some form of PvP did exist at some point in time. And then following some of the recent patches for Season 2 Reloaded, Season 3 Reloaded, a bunch of new information about the PvP mode did get discovered for MWZ. Features like weapon cases, warlords, bounty contracts, bounty squad contracts, squad reassigning features, a pop-up saying player squad eliminated, a recon point being acquired, and then another squad reassign pop-up, as well as a teammate downed and revived icon were all found for a PvPvE type of MWZ experience. All of that got found, and while it is possible that whatever this mode is got cut or was being planned heavily and then got changed at the last minute into something else, I still believe this is a mode that is going to be coming out soon. Now, I do want to stress that according to the leakers out there over on Twitter, this experience would act similar to Koshai Complex from DMZ, where you have to spawn into the big map and then from within the big map find an access point to whatever this mode is. Similar to Koshai Complex, where you had to spawn into Al Mazrah from DMZ and then go to any one of the 3 entrances to then begin a match of Koshai Complex, in which it put you into a different server. This PvP mode would seemingly work the same way, where it's kind of like going up to one of the act mission pedestals and then from there spawning into a separate lobby of whatever that experience is. It wouldn't be a case where it just enable PvP on the big map where it would change anything about how the current MWZ does work. Once again, consider it like a Koshai Complex situation and something extra, but that has me scratching my head, right? If that's the case and it's like Koshai Complex, how would the player count look for a mode like this if a lot of folks out there maybe don't know that it exists or that it's live in the game? Obviously, there'll be a message of the day and a pop-up at the menu, I'm sure, but if it isn't a dedicated playlist, I'm curious if that could harm the potential player count and how healthy the mode could be if you have to go within the big map first to then spawn into this experience. I guess it gives you an opportunity to kind of stock up on some good loot before going in, but then again, most of us would probably prefer if it was an option at the main menu. So here's where I was going with this, right? We talked about PvP a little bit on the channel in the past, and in terms of what I think about a PvP, we'll circle back to that, but here's why I really wanted to make this video. A trailer a couple of days ago for the Night Recon COD Endowment Bundle did feature what could be our first official look at PvP gameplay inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. I'm not kidding. So for whatever odd reason, while there was a bunch of cosmetics being previewed in the trailer, you can clearly see that the player actually isn't in a game of Warzone, but is in a game of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. You can very clearly see the mystery box in the background, and this is also the same skybox and time of day as Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. This is not what Urzikstan looks like in a regular game of Warzone, but obviously there are some odd things happening in the trailer, like a bomb drone being used. You can clearly see real people walking around with those default merc skins, and if you guys are like, wait, what proof is there that this is specifically zombies? Well, apart from the hints that I just mentioned that really scream zombies, although we don't see any zombies running around the trailer, why else would they use MWZ to promote a bundle? I think oftentimes Call of Duty marketing is very sneaky, where they do tease a number of things, and a lot of those things can go under the radar, and people out there sometimes don't notice, but Call of Duty marketing can be very, very suspicious sometimes, and that's purposeful. It does hint at future content. Now, while it's certainly possible that while the team was recording gameplay of this bundle to promote the COD Endowment event, they could have just maybe used the zombies mode for whatever odd reason to just depict that, yeah, you can bring these cosmetics into Zombies, I really do feel like this is our first look at PvPvE, and it's going to be interesting to see how the mode actually works. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that since the mode's been leaked for so long, they're actually testing it quite a bit behind the scenes right now, so they could release in Season 4. I also think it's no coincidence that, according to leakers out there, instead of getting a Dark Ether Rift and a new set of schematics with Season 4, we're apparently going to get something else. There was a new rift and a new cutscene discovered by the usual leakers, but all that is for Season 5, and there's no way that Zombies just takes a break for the 4th season where there's just nothing for the mode on the roadmap. I think we're getting something apart from those unstable rifts that, again, we're going to talk about in a separate video that has to do with the Void objective from Vanguard. I think we're going to be getting a pretty solid update on day 1, May 29th, Season 4, and then with Season 4 Reloaded, which is probably going to be around the end of June. So I think the season will either begin with those rifts, with that survival, and then the mid-season will bring in PvP, or vice versa. We're definitely going to get something to do with PvP relatively soon. But I put this tweet out a couple of days ago asking why people were so upset about the inclusion of PvP within MW3 Zombies. While I do understand a lot of folks out there are frustrated with the lack of new maps, contracts, and any real new Easter eggs, people out there have gotten burnt out from the usual Dark Ether Rift formula and the schematics and the relic upgrades. While I do understand we haven't gotten anything new apart from the rifts, and while I get that people out there would probably prefer PvE content, not PvP, I still think this mode is a cool opportunity to try something a bit different and to draw in some players who are a bit more competitive, some players who enjoy DMZ, and to give us something different before Treyarch brings us back to form in just a couple of months with Black Ops 6 round-based. We're likely never going to see a PvP mode in Zombies in the next Black Ops game, or probably even the game after that, so I feel like if there's any game to test that out in and just try it for fun, it would be this game. But I understand when people say that it's going to use a lot of resources to bring this mode to life. Apparently it's been in development for quite some time. Maybe Treyarch even put parts of it together many months ago before other studios took over to work on the mode and the other studios are just finishing it. Maybe Treyarch had a plan to add PvP as some type of extra map all along, and it's just taking Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, and High Moon extra time to make that a reality. Maybe that's been the case, but I honestly think there really isn't anything else that MWZ is probably going to offer apart from those rifts. That's why I'm excited for this. Although we could argue, oh, just add a small survival to the Vortex maps, I completely agree with that. I just don't see that ever happening. I think the Void objective, unstable rifts are the closest we're going to get to any type of classic survival in MWZ, and even that'll be cool, but I see no issue with them trying something a bit different here, and it might actually prove to be a ton of fun. Now, I know there were some disagreements with my tweet when I talked about Grief, because I said, you know what, people were asking for Grief for many years. After Black Ops 2 came out, people were looking forward to a new iteration of it, and it supposedly was going to be added to Black Ops 4, according to Jason Blundell himself, who confirmed it in an interview. That never saw the light of day, so I'm like, this could be a new version of Grief, so to speak. Although it's very different from the way Grief worked, it can still be some type of PvPvE experience where you're dealing with other players, there's zombies to take down, and it really is a zombified version of DMZ to the fullest. I mean, MWZ is a hybrid between Outbreak and DMZ, so to take it a step further with the PvP LTM, I'm just all for it. But if you didn't like DMZ and if you don't like PvP, I completely understand your opinion, you're entitled to it, but if anything, you could just avoid the update when it comes out. You don't have to play it, even though there'll probably be some FOMO effect where there's probably going to be some weapon cases or rewards or intel for playing this mode, hence why you're probably going to want to try it. But it's totally your choice at the end of the day if you want to take part in this. But to end this video, I just want to say it's highly unlikely we ever see MWZ support for Rebirth or Fortune's Keep or anything apart from those Dark Ether rifts with those act missions. With that in mind, it's like, would you rather get that and nothing, or that and this PvP mode? Because I think that's what it really comes down to at the end of the day, and there really isn't any other studio working on Zombies apart from maybe Sledgehammer, a handful of people from Infinity Ward. If you're upset that Treyarch had to step away from this project early on, I get that, you're entitled to your opinion, but Treyarch had to step off because of Black Ops 6, obviously. It's not because they wanted to release a product and then not support it for 6 seasons after that. They just couldn't, and that's just a matter of fact. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the brand new gameplay trailer for what could be PvP coming to MW3 Zombies inside of Season 4? As a reminder, whatever this mode is separate from the main MWZ experience that you know and love. It's not going to overhaul the mode that we're already playing, which is PvE. It's going to be something extra that I think DMZ fans are going to appreciate, Grief fans from back in the day may look interested in, and players that want something different are also going to be pretty hyped about. Let's just wait and see how the mode looks if it does come out. Let's wait and play the mode for ourselves before judging it, and let's all take a breath here, because either way, Classic Zombies is coming back from Treyarch later this fall. I really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.